Welcome to Street Signs. We're here live on this October 9th, 2007, talking to Arnie Malina from the Flynn Center about the upcoming 2007-2008 season until about 7 tonight. So if you want to give a call in, talking about that season, what artists may be coming, any suggestions, any questions about the musicians, about the theater groups, dance groups, anything about the Flynn season, give a call in at 651-0589. I'm Brian, your regular host on this program, as I mentioned, till 7 tonight, with repeats over the next month on these different systems and possibly even YouTube beyond a month or so. Welcome aboard, Arnie.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Arnie, you're the artistic director.
Yep.
And now marks your 10th season at the Flynn?
Yes.
And what does an artistic director like yourself do for the Flynn? Just to sum it up briefly.
We put the season together.
Okay.
So we choose events in music, theater, dance from the United States and from all over the world. And
right.
We work on projects with our colleagues, and we listen to people's requests, and we put the season together.
Right.
And it's sort of like a community celebration.
Sure. So you work with your staff, you work with promoters, presenting artists that come to you.
Exactly, yeah.
Sometimes you're able to travel around and see them somewhere else.
Yes.
Sometimes it's word of mouth, sometimes it's video or audio.
Right. Yep.
So with the season coming up this year, and I think you mentioned this last year, you may have thought about these artists or even booked them way back, within, say, a year ago.
Yes, sometimes it's even a bunch of years. Sometimes we have to write grants for some of these projects. So
right.
Sometimes we are working with other people in the area or on the West Coast even, to support an artist, and we're writing some grants to raise money to bring them here, that kind of stuff. So
and sometimes which helps is they're on a circuit. They may be playing in Montreal or Dartmouth or Boston,
right.
So it makes it easier to financially to bring them here to Burlington.
That's certainly very important. Yeah.
So you're probably working on, say, next season, the season after, right now at this point.
We are, yes.
It's sort of a juggling act.
It is. We usually we're in 3 years at once. Sometimes.
3 years at once.
Yeah.
And basically, when you get an idea or someone comes to you, you present it to the staff, whether that's the board or your staff, and talk about it, saying, can we afford this? Is there demand? And it kind of goes from there.
Well, those are some questions that we often ask, yes.
Right. So there actually have been a few shows this season already, this 2007-2008.
Right.
What's happened already so far?
Well, we opened the season with Sweet Honey in the Rock,
okay.
Which is
favorite in Burlington.
It's so incredible to be in the audience, to experience how people relate to the artists on stage. That's the payoff for all these events, and people love Sweet Honey, and they're rousing, and they're
right.
yelling, and they're clapping, and it's just great. And we also had a wonderful drama, the theater piece Master Harold and the Boys, which is a classic play by now by the South African playwright Athol Fugard.
Was James Earl Jones in that on Broadway?
Yes, at one point, yes.
Yeah.
It's a very dramatic, thrilling piece of work that's still very relevant. And we just had the very colorful Ballet Folklorico de Mexico. And it was another audience galvanizer, the color and the spectacle, and very joyous event.
Yeah. Well, speaking of galvanizing, what happens sometimes at the Flynn, with some shows, at the end of the show, the artists can come into the lobby and talk to people and sign autographs.
They do, and there are lines waiting for them to sign,
Yeah.
So
you just bring your CD or your
program,
or buy it there.
It's true. People enjoy doing that.
Yeah. Now, maybe it's more so with your group presents the Discover Jazz Festival. Sometimes, well, with that, there's a Meet the Artist event
right.
before the show or so.
Right.
Now, with the main stage or Flynn Space shows during the year, maybe that doesn't happen before, but that artist may be in residence at the Flynn during the week with working with schools and things like that?
Exactly. No, sometimes we have a pre-performance talk by an artist or different things like that. So there are many different opportunities with some of the artists, not all of them, and workshops, as you say. And we take them to many different community centers and groups, and to the schools and to the university and to St. Mike's College. There are many variety of activities.
Well, I guess that's part of the reason why it's not just the Flynn Theater anymore, it's the Flynn Center. You have workshops at the center, you now have the space, Flynn space, you have the space above it, you have classes, you have things like that, you go out into the community, so it's more than just the theater itself.
That is true. It's an exciting place to be. There's something happening every night at the Flynn, whether it's a workshop or a play down in Flynn space. You know, people rent Flynn space from On Stage Company, for example, independent playwrights, same on the main stage. So the Flynn is host to everyone from the Vermont Symphony Orchestra to the Lane series to all kinds of events. And stunt night.
So as much as you can fit in within reason, you know, not to overwork the technical staff.
Right.
But basically, a season like yours goes from October to, say, May.
Generally, yeah. September to May, through May, yeah.
And you try and space it out, you know, with different forms of different genres throughout the year. It's not just one genre, then it's over, and another begins. It's scattered throughout the season.
Yeah, so we have like modern dance and ballet running throughout the season, and we also have Broadway shows, we have jazz events, and many different kinds of theater and world music, etc. Like coming up just in you know, this week, Brian, is the the Global Drum Project. That was once called Planet Drum, with the famous Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead, and also one of my favorites, Zakir Hussain, who's the tabla player, who is really one of the pioneers of world music. When Planet Drum first came out back in the 70s, 80s, it won the first a Grammy for world music CD. Then it was a recording, I guess.
Sure.
So they're reuniting, and now they're called the Global Drum Project, and it will be quite, I think, a fun evening and exciting. So that's this Saturday night.
Yeah, get your tickets early. I mean, the Grateful Dead have a following this area, so
I'm
sure Mickey Hart has been here before. Definitely
he's been here before. He's a favorite, yeah.